you got it. If you're with me, let's rock this party. All the girls on the side say, and all my fellas on the side say, tonight we're gonna fly high to the skies, 'cause we're gonna have a taste of the good life. Here we go, here we go, here we go up. We're gonna rock this club till it blows up. Yeah, we're gonna live a good life. Yeah, we're gonna do it all night. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life.
All right, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Onyx. Oh, am I too loud? What's happening? Okay. Oh man, we got to live the good life. What's happening, everybody? It's Sunday, 6 p.m. as always, and your boy is back. Yo, can I say I'm still not 100%. I am still not 100%. But man, when you are 98.99%, you feel pretty darn good. That's that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you for showing up. Hey, we got a very interesting show today. I mean, I'm not even going to call it a show. We got some interesting things to talk about. And you know, it's for our Star Wars fans. You know, I mean, we could always start that. What is it? What's that? We can always start that argument. Is Star Wars better than Star Trek? And am I looking a little green? I mean, I really these. Oh my gosh, my light. Let's do that. That's a little bit better. There we go. And let me. I think it's just a little bright, a little too bright in my. There we go. I looked and my lighting was looking a little bit crazy, so I just wanted to get everything straight. Okay, so before we get into everything, we always got to start off with a thanks for showing up. Shout out to my man Thomas. The number one channel member, the number one producer. And, I hope everything's going well. But I got to start off with the shameless plug. We got to do the shameless plug. The shameless plug has to be done. So let's get the shameless plug out the way, and then we'll start talking about some stuff. What's up, everybody? It's Shameless Plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. Okay, I think we're good. We got the shameless plug out the way. So before we get into talking about Star Wars, before we get into talking about Star Wars Visions, which is pretty interesting. It is, but I'll get to that. It has been one of those weeks as far as news and everything. And a couple of people brought a couple of things to my attention offline. And, it's like, here goes my thing. Okay. I've seen it crossing the internet a few times. And they were talking about how Marvel comics, and I'm a big Marvel comic fan. Some people say I'm very biased towards Marvel, even though I like Warner Brothers and DC Comics and all that stuff too. I'm just a little more critical on them because I think because they're the older company, they should be doing things a lot better than what they are. But they're talking about Marvel is involved in lawsuits to keep the rights to the Avengers and a lot of their property. Let me just put this to the side, put this aside. Don't believe everything you read, see, and hear on the internet, unless you hear from me. Because here goes the thing. This is the thing. Warner Brothers and DC Comics did the same thing. They went through a whole legal issue, a whole thing with the artists and writers that helped create these characters along the way. And the comic book industry is a fickle industry. It's been on its ups and downs. And here goes the thing. They're not going to win. They're not, Marvel is not going to lose the rights to Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and all that. They'll still be able to make comic books. They'll still be able to get movies produced. It's all in regards to how these people who were listed on the books as creators are going to get paid as these things move into live action and make a whole lot of money. So, you know, it is what it is. They're going to set their deals. People are going to do what they got to do. And here goes the thing. A lot of these creators, their kids are going after big money. And I don't think they're going to get it, you know? But statute of limitations, we're in a litigation complete society. So we'll see what happens. Let me take a sip of that tea and let's get on with what we're going to talk about today. So here's the thing. Star Wars Visions, brand new anthology series, animated, anime style, okay? Because true Japanese anime is made in Japan. I don't know whether or not, didn't do the research, didn't know if this was made in Japan or not. But anyway, it has a Japanese voice cast and it has an English voice cast. Obviously, I listen to the English voice cast because that's just me. You got people like David Harbour, you got people like Sam Liu, from Shang-Chi's movie. Uh, Basically, Lucy Liu is it, I think is a voice part of the voice. My man that played Boba Fett, part of the voice cast, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, it's Disney. These guys got contracts. They're going to milk everything they can. People are going to get paid. They're going to do these things. But this is the thing. Star Wars Visions, I double down on my statement. Star Wars Visions is not very unique. And I'm going to say it's not unique, but it's not unique in the way you believe that I'm going to go with this story. I mean, it is what it is. Now, if you're like me, you've watched a lot of animated anthologies. They just show up. The most famous being the Animatrix. If you remember the Matrix, they came out with an animated anthology. As a matter of fact, do I? I've got the Animatrix in my library. Where's my animated anthology? I know I'm old. I'm old school. I'm old school. Animated anthology. Animatrix. Done. Japanese anime style. It is what it is. You're going to see these things. These things, are all in the vein of like, what it was it that was on Netflix, Love, Death, and Robots. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you had, what else? What else was it? There was another one that was pretty recent. Um, uh, Anthology. Oh my goodness, I can't remember it, but you get my gist. And then you got the Animatrix. So here's the thing. Now they call it anime inspired. Okay, it's the style. It's the style, flowing style, the references to Japanese culture, and things like that. I guess that's the end thing now. That's the end thing now. Always been an end thing. I used to watch Saturday morning kung fu theater. During the '70s when it was just very, very not politically correct. Mm. But we go here. Now, here's the thing. Star Wars creator George Lucas. He drew heavily from Akira Kurosawa films for the original 1977 Star Wars. What we now know as A New Hope. Okay? That's what his thing. And there have been millions of people that online. I'm gonna try to find the link and then update the description. Try to find it was a unofficial TIE Fighter anime short that happened maybe a few years ago. So Disney and Lucasfilms, we can't leave Lucasfilms out of this. Okay, they knew it was going to be what they call a winning combination. They knew that this was going to eventually catch up and be like, bam, we gotta get down with this. Now, Star Wars Visions, I looked at a lot of the reviews online. I looked at them online, and the thing about it is there were a lot of negative and there were a lot of positive. Most of the negative reviews actually came from people that kept trying to tie it in canon wise, excuse me, or story wise into the Star Wars trilogy, sextuplet, whatever you want to call it, the movies. All right. Here's the thing. This anthology series basically is doing what we all knew was going to happen after Disney and Lucasfilms did the bankroll tango, okay, when things got bought out and George Lucas went all the way to the bank. you know, Here's the deal. Here's the deal. They're going to expand the Star Wars universe. They already said all that extended universe stuff because, and no, it's not canon. Just at a certain point, you got to leave canon alone. Coming from a guy who's been enjoying the Marvel Cinematic Universe, talking about how it all ties together and everything, that's kind of rough for me to say. Kind of hurts. Because if somebody's ever trying to tie some movie shit together, it's me. I be trying to find connections and stuff. But you can't, but Star Wars is a different. Well, no, it's not different. It's interesting because Star Wars, we've been stuck with the Skywalker family. And if you kind of know from the title of today's, podcast, I said it's a galaxy expanded beyond the Skywalkers. And that's the key. It ain't all about Luke, Leia, good old Anakin. It ain't about all them. Those are the characters we're used to. Those are the characters that we wanted to, find expanded portions of their life upon and things like that. That's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. But it's not all the way necessary. Okay. So, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? Okay. This is the thing. This is the thing. I took a look at these episodes. There's 9 episodes. Nine episodes of this anthology. There's 9 episodes. Now, let me do a little something like this. It's 9 episodes. A couple of them I enjoyed. A couple of them were yawners to me. They last maybe about 15, 16, 17 minutes at most. It's not very, they're not long. That's why they're anthologies. And they're little short tidbits and bites into the expanded Star Wars universe. Hey, as we learned in the last few Star Wars movies, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on outside of what's happening with the Rebels and with Skywalkers. It is. It is what it is. Just like there's a lot going on outside of my house right now. Does it affect the world? Yes. Does it affect me? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But that's what this is. So what's the best thing about it? Let me talk about a couple of episodes. Now, if you like animation styles and you want animation that flows completely through, that's kind of cool. This is not what you're going to get in an anthology. If you remember, like, what's that, Heavy Metal, those type of things, it's different animators for their different individual shorts. Same with the 2006. Was it 2006? I think it was 2006. Animatrix. I think I'm going to watch this again. I loved it. It was just me. But anyway, and we got a new Matrix movie coming out this year, so I kind of like that stuff. Big shout out, my man, Keanu. All right, but anyway, so let's get there. Let's get back into it. Which episodes of Star Wars Visions you need to watch. Which ones do you need to skip? Well, it's easier for me to tell you the ones that you need to watch based off of what I like. Okay, first of all, the very first episode that you watch when you click on it, if you're watching Disney Plus, The Duel. It is kind of cool. It has the singular Ronin samurai style taking on, a Sith Lord in a duel, a lightsaber duel for the fate of a town. Oh, it is cool. And then you can see how they heavily draw upon, the whole Japanese subculture, or I'm not even going to call it subculture, the Japanese culture that we expect in these type of spaghetti Western type things, that type of thing, you know. I mean, it's not as over the top as like say Afro Samurai, but it's pretty decent. The animation, it's in a style that fits the story, that fits the actual the actual action. But to see lightsabers in the form of samurai swords and stuff like that, immediately identifying a Sith by their red lightsabers, and things like that. So it's pretty kind of cool, kind of cool. So make sure you check out the very first episode, The Duel. Then they have another episode. It's called The Twins, and it's about two twins raised with the dark side of the Force, and they have a falling out. Okay, let me throw this out here about this with you. Let me throw this. That episode's meh. You can take it or leave it. I mean, I've seen some things, and those things. It seems like they kind of laid into like it's almost like a what if Luke and Leia pick sides between dark and light, and they got a lot of quotes and references that kind of harken back to the OG Star Wars movies. That's why I was kind of like, this one's meh. I mean, it wasn't all that great to do that, but it is. And, it also makes me wonder why the dark side or the Empire has this thing about big, giant lasers and propulsions and whatever. It is what it is. All right, there's another episode. It's called The Ninth Jedi, which is kind of cool. And basically, it's like the reconstruction of the Jedi Order, especially since we've watched Clone Wars and The Bad Batch, where we got a little further in depth with Order 66. So there's probably a little connection there. Or this can be, especially this could happen long after Luke got disillusioned. So it's not really, I really can't tell. Or if maybe I didn't look deep enough, maybe I was distracted, like, ooh, shiny. But I couldn't tell where in the Star Wars lore this went. But it could have went either way, depending on how they explain it. But it was okay. It wasn't bad. I liked it. Ninth Jedi. It was kind of cool seeing different types of Force users. And the thing is that's the key. It's Force users. It's not so much everybody's a Jedi, but it's a lot of different people are attuned to the Force, which you would assume that even after the Empire took over, because if there were people showing up with being Force sensitive and having some power, sure they're going to still continue. It is what it is. I'd love for them to explain that eventually. Go figure. Okay. All right. So we also got a couple of other good episodes. TOB1 or Toby. Basically think of it as Pinocchio. Okay. And that was a cute, nice little story. A little heartwarming. Kind of felt good watching it. I liked that one. Animation style kind of reminded me of Astro Boy, which I guess that's kind of why I liked it. It harkened back to the Astro Boy animation, which was kind of cool. That was kind of nice. Then we had another, Jedi Padawan versus a crazy Sith inside of the episode known as The Elder. That was, it was almost like, young young swordsman takes on the crazed maniac. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. And just seeing the whole Jedi Padawan relationship versus a Sith. There's a whole lot of Sith. So that, I guess I need a Star Wars fan to explain to me the things I've heard about the Sith and the rule of two, because there seem to be a lot of damn Sith rolling around for there to just be two. Can somebody direct me to a video or to a book, or can somebody explain that to me? But anyway, go figure. Then the last couple of ones that I really liked ended up being one called La Pinocho. That one, it was a kind of a heart-wrenching story. That one was kind of cool. I liked the style, the premise, and the animation was actually pretty decent on that one, for a decent style. And then last, there was one called Akakiri, and it kind of shows you how darkness continues. Interesting, right? I know. Okay, so what do I give Star Wars Visions? I made it through the 9 episodes. Out of the 9 episodes, I actually liked, let me count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really liked 5 out of the 9 episodes. That's not necessarily good. To like just a little over half of it. So would that dictate on the going full nerd scale to hit it with a 3? Yes and no. I will put it like this. I am going to hit Star Wars Visions with a 4. Why? Because the episodes that are good are real good. The episodes that are bad, I'm not going to say they're real bad, but you'll skip them. You'll skip them. I didn't. I sat here and I was like, really, dude? But if I was just watching it for pure pleasure, I'd have skipped them. I'd have skipped them bad. I'd have been like, yo, I'm out. I'm out, son. What's the next? That's how I would have been. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to keep it short. I got to get back to football. I'm a little depressed. My New York Giants just lost to the Atlanta Falcons. My football picks that I post every Wednesday and Thursday. I'm bleeding here. This is just driving me crazy. Football season is fall, is getting colder. I clean my car. I'm just having a anyway. Before I have a meltdown, I take a sip of the tea. And always, I want to tell you guys, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We got to get some stuff going down because we got movies coming out. We got stuff getting ready to go down. And I'll be honest with you, I can't wait for this weekend to come up because I'm next weekend's video, whether it's gonna be Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Sunday coming up, I am going to go see that. Okay. And we're going to talk about Venom. So before then, I might need to watch my last Venom review because we're going to do some comparisons from this Venom movie to the last Venom movie. And we got to see, because the last Venom movie had some quips in it that I was like, yeah. So we're going to figure out which is better, the first Venom movie or the next one. We'll get to that. Stay tuned for that for next week. But always, as I like to say, if you can't say something nice to somebody, don't say it at all. Send it to me. Let me say it for you. I'll even quote you. And last but not least, we're holding fast. November 6th is game day. I know I'm going to make another donation because, we're getting membership funds. We're getting, little things from my online shop and all that good stuff. So I'm going to be dropping a few more things on to the thing. But we are at $445 raised. We have a $1,000 goal. So send this video to ask everybody that you know. Go ahead and donate so we can get $1,000 raised for Children's Miracle Network Hospital, Children's National Medical Center in D.C. Hey, hospitals need it now more than ever, especially ones that cater to kids. So let me kick that funky outro music. Let me get my buttons right. Boom, 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 because we're still fly. Peace, y'all. and I'm out of here.
Everybody smoking all the greenery. Close the matches, they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly.
I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly. I'm still fly, let's go.
It could all be worse. I could be a hater like you. It could all be.
Hey, if you're hanging around this long, hey, thanks a lot to my man Thomas for popping in and watching. I know a lot of people have been busy. There's been a whole lot of things going on, you know, over the past week and even into this weekend. Welcome to the fall. Go see some like trees and golden orange stuff and all that. Enjoy the cooler weather. And most of all, if you're watching this on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, there's a little subscribe button. I still want to get 5,000 subscribers. Click that button if you're not. I need you. Come on. If I get more, I get more sponsorships. I get things that can move us forward so I can do contests and cool things for people that watch. That's all I'm saying.